welcome to the Dakar Drill. It's a funny name, Dakar, D-A-K-K-A-R. And let me tell you how this got named and how I kind of came up with it. In school, in a way, I was kind of an English major. I like to read and write a lot. So, and one of my favorite stories is Jules Verne's 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea and Mysterious Island. And because I was fascinated with this Captain Nemo character. So, you know, I read about him a little bit more, studied him, what his character was about. So Nemo is Latin for apparently two things. No man, actually Latin for no man or no one, kind of like he doesn't exist. But it's also Greek for I give what is due. And that kind of plays into what his character does, which is he sinks ships of war and ships that are carrying things that support imperialism. So, a long time ago, I was watching the movie, reading the book, 20,000 Leagues and Mysterious Island, and in 20,000 Leagues, they have to fight the giant squid, and so while they were doing that, in my mind, because I love English, so I love to read and write. I pictured kind of a side story where one of his crew, and his crew is like very, very loyal. And because of their loyalty, he would do his best to take very good care of his crew. So in a side story I kind of came up in my head, one of his crew was crippled by the giant squid. So he only had use of one arm. And so he wasn't much good for doing a whole lot of things around maintenance and a lot of heavy work and things like that. But he was a very, very loyal man. And he still wanted to remain loyal to Captain Nemo and the crew. And so Captain Nemo found things for him to do. Anyway, so later they end up on the island, as you know, the Mysterious Island, where they stay for a while and they work on the Nautilus. Well, in my mind, I picture Nemo gave this crippled crew member the job of creating fire. And so he's a cripple, he only has one arm. So Nemo comes up with this box, this creation of how his crewman could make fire for him and his crew with this kind of drill method, this variation of a drill method. So what it is basically is a pump drill that is bipolar. Okay, so if you remember our toggle box, okay, this is the medium one. The pump drill goes in the toggle box, and it's now a bipolar pump drill. Okay, but that's not all, because the next thing that goes in is a lever that attaches to the box and to the pressure bar, okay? And the crew member can pump this lever and therefore pump the pump drill inside this box, and then he just has to take out the coal. So in my imaginings, this is kind of what I came up with. So with a little bit of experimenting, which you're going to see, I finally got it to work, but I got it to work on the large toggle box, which you'll see back here, and the steps I did to create that. So what is Dakar? right? Why call it the Dakar Drill? Well, you don't know in 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea, but you finally learn Captain Nemo's true identity in Mysterious Island, which is kind of 20,000 Leagues Part 2, because then he shows up in there again. His real identity is that he is also Prince Dakar from India, the son of a Raja in India. And he was educated. He was a genius to begin with, but he was educated in Europe and England. And the thing was that what you learn about his history is that forces wanted to use his scientific genius for imperialism purposes, and he refused. And they destroyed his family, his wife and kids. So then he started to wage this war on imperialism, which we find out about. So, so Dakar comes from his name, Prince Dakar, and that's how I came up with this one idea. Okay. So let's get to showing you how I got to balance the variables of throwing this together and get a coal for our crippled crewman. All right, here we go. So the first part of creating the Dakar Drill was getting a bipolar pump drill to work, and then I would add the lever arm. So here I have a reload base with some sawdust in the notch. Here's the pump drill, and I'm going to put the camera on the stand. Okay, we set. Load the pump drill. Now I'm really going to fill that notch with sawdust. It's still really too high. It's too far a drop for the coal. Let's try that again. So this is bamboo on pine. Alright, there's no weight. There's only the lid holding it in place. And there's not much weight to that. So here I don't have to focus on balancing the pump drill. I only have to concentrate on pumping because a pump drill is unipolar. You have to stabilize it by holding it in place in its axis. All right, let's see what we got. Well, no coal, but plenty of dust. Should I keep going? Think it'll light? It might not, though. Let me get a little lower so I can see what's going on. It's making a lot of dust. It's the right color. Okay, spindle's too low, so let's see. Oh, we got a coal. So this is a bipolar pump drill, but it's the predecessor of the Dakar drill, which we're doing next. And there it glows. Let it glow, let it grow. All right, on to the Dakar drill. Alright, I've placed in a new reload base, and it does not have a notch. think only a fresh base is going to not have any sidewall friction in order to make this work. Okay. Let's see, as the base, as the spindle reload and the base reload start to drill down and mate together, the sidewall friction really starts to slow it down. And it still doesn't seem dark enough. Okay, so our prototype of the Dakar drill didn't go so well with the medium-sized toggle box. So, because of the 3, 4, 5 equation, the 3 here, the length of the downward stroke just isn't enough for the medium-size Dakar drill. So I moved, I got a new set up here in the large size toggle drill box, and so it has a much better stroke. And what I have here is pine on pine as a core 2. Both are reloads. And here I'm just going to test it to get a coal, just doing a bipolar pump drill. And then we're going to set up the pump lever to the box after we see how well this works. Real main concern was this centrifugal force, that with the weight of the lid pressing down as it's holding it in a bipolar position, that the pump would just stop. That was really my main concern. That went really well. Question is, do I have a coal? And the answer is yes. So here's our bipolar pump drill, soon to become the Dakar drill. Okay. All right. Onward. So I've made a support bar for the pressure lever to go up against. You'll see how it attaches in a minute with some hinges. Okay. The hinges are going to attach to the pressure lever bar, which is this piece I made here. It's made out of pine. I cut it so that both sections would be even when they attach to the hinges, and it's epoxied and screwed together. Okay. So now what I have to do is cut this flat across and clean it up, and then put the hinges to the pressure bar and this brace, just like this. And then we attach it to the pump drill and see how that goes. Alright, so I've leveled and shaved down the pressure lever bar. As you can see, that allows space for the hinges for when this moves. Now I'm going to attach the hinges to this brace and attach the lever to the brace. So I epoxied and screwed in the bar to the brace. Okay. And now we're going to attach it. So the brace is connected to the large tackle box. It's screwed in. And now we have to match the pump drill pressure bar brace to this one. Okay. So I've made an entirely new base. It's not mated, but it does have a notch in it. Okay, it's very tall, as you can see. So what I'm going to do is secure this in. Here's my nail. Secure it in. And I have a whole card of sawdust, and we're going to fill that notch all the way up to the top. So I put the spindle reload on the belt band saw and I cut it down. As you can see, I took a drill bit and I took out the dead space center. So it's a 1/2 inch shorter than what it was. So now I have to get this thing mated and warmed up and going all at the same time, because if it gets too deep, I'm afraid the sidewall friction is going to take it out again. Alright, let's keep our fingers crossed. It's moving around too much. So we need to secure it better than what it is right now. The base is just hopping all over the place. Let's try that again. Let's hop into the side. So I'm going to put one here. It's going sideways. Alright. Catch the rhythm. It's still hopping around. I don't like it. The bass, I mean. Still hopping. So I'm going to secure one from the opposite side. I think it had a glaze to begin with, but I think we just broke through it. Keep going, keep going. Smoke, man. Come on, come on. I think we have a coal. Yes, we do. It's going to tumble down this pile of sawdust. I'll take the camera off. And there we go. And that is the Dakar drill. It is a bipolar pump drill with a lever to pump the pressure bar brace across it. All right. Pine on pine. Okay. You may remember this pump drill from the series we did during the primal basics for the pump drill. So I picked this one because of the centrifugal force with all these, with the metal bar pieces, hose clamp to it. All right, and that's that.